Hey fam, welcome or welcome back. Tisha here, back for another Dangerously Obese. This is season 2, episode 5, The Baddie Inside. I hope that this isn't like my last recording that I just did and that StreamYard doesn't have me breaking up and my mouth moving before the words. But if it does, my apologies in advance for the technical difficulties. So, today we are talking about 30-year-old Nikki. She lives with her husband, Derek. She is a TikToker, and her main focus is body positivity. Now, I'm all for people who promote body positivity. I think that it's a beautiful thing. I think that it's an important thing. I just often feel like a lot of people who promote this sometimes have insecurities. She says that people tend to make a lot of negative comments on her videos. Now, she acts like she doesn't care, but it's clear that she does. To the point where her husband even says that she likes to come off as being strong, but deep down, he doesn't think that she is. And we see her as she stands there and she struggles to record this video where she's basically saying, like, she's proud of who she is, she's good in her own skin, but she doesn't even believe what she's saying because he's recording her and she kind of breaks down and he doesn't stop recording. And I think he's not stopping because he wants people to see the other side of this. Like, yes, she's promoting to be happy in your size, but there's also other things going on there. She does say herself that she is scared and that there are a lot of mean people out there because it gets to the point where she has people DMing her. Not only are they leaving negative comments under her post, but they're going as far as sending her messages saying negative things. And I just think that if you're going to go out of your way to be rude to someone, and to make certain comments under their post, or if what they're doing is bothering you so much, then don't look at the post. Like, you don't have to watch. That's one of the great things about social media is you can pick and choose what shows up in your algorithm. So if you don't want to see her, don't watch her. But to go as far as to write negative things under her comment section, it just seems like a bit much to me. So she says that growing up, she has always been in a larger frame, that she was even large as a teenager, but she was still able to be active. She says she still did a lot of things, like even playing softball up to the age of 17. Now, it stopped at 17 because that's when she got a sports related injury. Apparently, she was playing and she tore her hamstring. And she pulled some tendons. And as a result of that, she never played again. Now, I don't know if she didn't play again because she couldn't, or if it was because she was afraid that she would do more damage, but she didn't play again. So she says she feels like the injury happened because of her weight. And that has to be something that she probably runs through her mind over and over again, especially if it was something that she really enjoyed doing. Now, she said that after that injury that she was sad, and because she was sad, she turned to food. So she's turning to food and she just continues to pack on the pounds and pack on the pounds to the point where she has to purchase a completely new wardrobe. And she says it happens really quickly. And based on what happened during a part of this episode, I believe her when she says it happened quickly. She says that the size that she is now, she's able to do some things for herself, but she needs a lot of assistance. Y'all, let's talk about this. Sorry about the quality of the video, but I don't feel like moving. I'm so comfortable laying on my stomach like this. I just don't feel like moving. So apologies for the quality. But she can't put on her bra or her shoes. She can't do a lot of things. to the point where she has to get her husband, Derek, to help her out a lot. We see at one point that she can set the bath water, but she doesn't like to give her son a bath because the bathroom floor feels like it's weak to the point where she's afraid that the floor will collapse under her. She's afraid that she'll fall through. So her husband works a full day at work just to come home and help her do basic things. Y'all, the part that got me about this was when she said that he even has to help her when she's on her monthly cycle. You heard me right. He has to help her while she's on her period. She is so heavy that she cannot even pull out her own tampon. We hear her tell her husband that she needs his help because she can't get the string. When she said it, I was like, "Oh my goodness. Do you know how bad that is? That you have so much weight on that you can't even put that means you probably need help putting it in too." That's so humiliating, and she says it. She says it's humiliating. So, we see that her son, Brian, he's so cute. He's very active. She says that he is adopted, which I didn't understand why she said it at first, but then I got why because they adopted because they weren't able to have children naturally. They tried for years and it just didn't happen, and that was because of her size because weight does affect fertility. So, in addition to that, she has high blood pressure and joint pain, and her back hurts after the shortest periods of time. Like, she wasn't even playing with him, from what we could tell, for not even like 5 minutes. And she has to go sit down in that chair that you see on the porch because her back is killing her so much. So, she says Brian is about to play baseball. And her goal at this point is to be able to coach him, to get to the point where she coaches him, and she knows that she can't do that at her size. So she tells us what a lot of the people on these shows say, which is that, she's tried multiple diets, she's fasted, she's watched certain things, and it's all been to no avail. She says none of them work. So now she's ready to try bariatric surgery. And in order to do that, she is going to see what she says is the cute doctor, Dr. Proctor. So she and her husband head to see Dr. Proctor. Y'all, what is it with these people being in families where one person is getting weight loss surgery and the other people in the household may also be large, and it seems like it's a one-sided thing. Like the partner will say, like, I'm gonna do this with you, but then you wonder if they really did do it with them because he's not no twig either. He got a little bit of meat on him too. So we see them, as I said, head to Dr. Proctor's, and Dr. Proctor wants to know her why. He wants to know, why are you here? Like, why now? And she talks about her son, Brian, and how she wants to be able to do more things with him. She says Christmas is around the corner, I think she said. And she wants to be able to do something as simple as sitting on the floor and playing with him. And right now she can't. So she's kind of making that her goal. She feels like she's missing out on things with him, and she is. So Dr. Proctor is like, I can relate because he himself has 3 boys. And he says she is missing out on a lot of things that she's not going to be able to get back. Like, you can't get that lost time back. And he doesn't want her to lose any more years. So he tells her, like, let's, get on the scale and see what's what. So she hops on the scale to see what her starting weight is. And he looks at the scale and he sees it says 470.2. So she's 470 pounds. This surprises her So much so that she starts to cry. He tells her she needs to lose 40 pounds in a month. And she kind of chuckles at it. And he looks at her and he's like, I'm serious. You have a son. You got to get to work. He says, I have a team that's going to show you the changes that you need to make in your lifestyle, and you're going to have to make it. So her husband makes a joke about how they're going to have to clean out the fridge. And Dr. Proctor's like, okay, you're joking, but that's a good way to start by cleaning out that fridge. I don't understand why, if you know for a fact that you're about to be on this show, you've been approved, you know that you're going to at some point have surgery. I don't understand how, if you know that you're about to be on this show, if you know that you're about to have surgery, why you don't start working on cleaning out that fridge the moment that you start filming, like clean out the crap. So we jump to day 2 of the diet and we're shown like blurred out versions of great value yogurt and unsweetened applesauce. Then day 5, they are walking, but it doesn't last long. And then we jump to day 7. And Nikki decides that she wants to try pole dancing. Now, Nikki is immediately uncomfortable and intimidated because she keeps on trying to compare herself to the other ladies. Now, she's saying the other ladies, but this isn't a class that looks like it's open to all. This looks like a personal one on one session with herself being the only student and 2 instructors. So she is walking in there, and you can tell she's uncomfortable because she keeps on adjusting her cardigan and fixing herself, and she's looking at herself in the mirror with these poles saying that she doesn't feel sexy. But the instructors, in my opinion, do a great job with her. They're very patient with her. They're trying to make her smile and telling her to just, give it a chance and embrace it. But she's uncomfortable because she feels awkward. And in her awkwardness, she begins to cry. It is just her and the instructors, and her insecurities are shining through. Like they are coming through like nobody's business. So they're like, what is it? And she tells them that she's looking at herself in the mirror and she's looking at them, and she just doesn't feel that pretty. She doesn't feel that sexy. So they tell her that sexiness is all about an aura, that there are women who of all sizes that are beautiful. And I agree. They tell her to celebrate where you are today. And Nikki tells us that she knows she's pretty, but she doesn't feel pretty. And I get that. I think that big or small, we all have days where we may not feel our best or the prettiest, but you got to push through. And I don't think that she pushed through this class. I don't even think she completed it because we don't even get to see anything else after this. Instead, what we get, because as I said, remember, she did this after like a week. So that's why I said day 7. So instead, we get Nikki letting us know that is day 10 and she's eating stuff that she's not supposed to. We see her call her husband to let him know. She says that she got 2 sandwiches and 2 fries for them to eat. And he's like, oh, okay. Not, why are you getting that? We're not supposed to eat it or anything like that. It's, yeah, okay. Y'all, I'm going to be honest. I did not connect with this girl at all during this episode. There are some times where I find myself really, really like connecting with the people and feeling sorry for them and all those other things. It didn't happen for me with Nikki. Y'all let me know if you guys felt the same way. I don't know why I couldn't gel with her, but I just didn't. I don't know if it was because I kept getting annoyed with her or what, or if it's because I kind of purposely didn't get too attached because of how upset I was with last week's episode, but I just could not get connected to this girl. So, as I said, she tells her husband that she got 2 sandwiches and 2 sets of fries. And we know that neither one of those things are on the diet. But it gets worse because not only did she get fries, she got some other things too. Because she's in there talking about how much she loves chicken nuggets as she eats what looks like a chicken nugget. and she either has sweet tea or some type of other dark soda. Excuse me, ma'am, you're not supposed to have anything that you're eating. And while she's eating in the car with this stuff, she's like, driving and dancing and eating like she is excited about this food. So she tells us that at this point, every time she passes a food stop, that she just feels the need to stop. And she's blaming her disappointment in the class that she had with the pole dancing on her eating, because after that class, she felt like crap. She then says, on top of that, that she's been cheating the whole time. We see her on day 24. I would just hit, oh, I didn't put day 24 in here. Y'all, I'm so mad I didn't put day 24 in here. Hold on. I gotta grab this picture. Okay, y'all. I had it in there. It's just in the wrong order. All right. So, oh, where was I at? Think I was talking. Okay. So it's day, what day is it? It's day 24, right? And this is, like I said, after she told us she's been cheating the whole time, right? She's in her kitchen. And we see her open this cabinet that has all this stuff in it. And she grabs donuts, cookies, and chips. And she proceeds to turn her back to the camera like we can't see her. Nikki, we see you, girl. She is doing this knowing that she is being filmed. Can you imagine what she does when she thinks that she's not being watched? And she is stuffing her face with these unhealthy snacks while she has her back turned because she knows she's not supposed to be doing it. Her husband also shouldn't have had that crap in the house. I'm not saying deprive your son, but if you know that this is something that she's struggling with, then it should not be in the home. That's my opinion. Tell me yours. So she heads back to Dr. Proctor, hoping that her 5 minutes, in my opinion, of doing what is right has paid off, because she lets him know that one thing that she discovered during this past month is that she's an emotional eater. You told us very early on in the episode that after your injury, you were sad and you ate a whole bunch. So I think you kind of knew already that you are an emotional eater. So she tells him she had a lot of cheat days and she's nervous about making weight. And she's smiling as she's saying this. Yes, it could be nerves, but I'm thinking, like, girl, get that smirk off your face, because these results on the scale may not be good. Why did I say that for? So she gets on the scale. Y'all, she weighs 493 pounds for a total weight gain of 23 pounds in 1 month. For those of you who are watching and can see it, do you see the look on Dr. Proctor's face? He's looking at this girl like, what in the hell are you doing? He looks annoyed. But at this point, he says he doesn't know whether he is shocked or if he's just disappointed, because the whole point of giving her a goal is so that she can have success on her own. He has never seen a patient do what she just did, and he doesn't know how to respond to it. He's never had a patient that put on that much weight in that short period of a time. So he's like, you're not about to rob your son of his mom. This is where it gets real. He tells her that this is psychological. She needs to talk to one of his people. And she is getting off the scale talking about she's shocked about it, and she starts crying. And I'm not shocked about it because, girl, I knew you weren't doing what you were supposed to do. I'm annoyed because I felt like up to this point, she was playing games. It's one thing to maintain your size, but it's a whole nother thing for you to gain another 20 plus pounds at her size. So we don't get to see it, but she talks with a psychologist and she goes home and throws away all the junk food that she originally claimed that she was going to toss out. She burns it in a burn barrel and makes a whole thing of it as she's telling her son to say, buy cookies and buy this and buy that. claiming that she can do it and she will. So on day 50 of the diet, she tells us what she's supposed to be doing, and she's dieting and she's drinking water and she's walking. And rather than taking out her feelings on food, she's putting it all in her journal. So we see her as she gets on a Zoom call. Y'all, we see her as she gets on a Zoom call with Dr. Proctor. And I don't know why when his when Dr. Proctor's nurse came in to tell him that he had a Zoom call with her, why I busted out laughing, because I was looking at him sitting there getting ready to get on the phone, and I couldn't help but think about Dr. Now. Now y'all know Dr. Now be all up in that. Hey. That's what I pictured, y'all. I hope I didn't have no oogies when I did that, because I just really had that thing all up in my face. Anyways, so he's on a Zoom call and he tells her to get on the scale. She gets up there and she weighs 460.2 pounds. Now, I don't know if this was quite a month or if this was only a couple of weeks, but either way, she's lost 33 pounds. Now, that's not the goal, and he says it. And for whatever reason, he's still going to move forward with the surgery. I don't really feel like he should have, but he knew what he was doing and he proved me wrong. So he says that her biggest part at this point was her mental, and she's turned it around, and that's why he's going to give her the surgery. So it's the day of surgery, right? Nikki is scared. She's worried about how her body will respond to all of this, or if she's going to pass, or if she's going to have a setback or a blood clot or something along those lines. And of course, both Dr. Proctor and her husband let her know she's going to be okay. So we see Dr. Proctor do his thing. She has no complications. And then we get a sign that says 10 months later. Y'all got to do better with these 10-month shots or these 7-month shots or however many months, because y'all don't give us a still of them as they've lost the weight. You have them walking and the picture looks all blurry in the story. Like, can we just get a picture of them where they're standing there looking good before you show them walking? Anyways, so it's 1 year ago that she got all this hate on social media, and now she truly is like, F it. So before, they couldn't go out to eat and they couldn't go to the movies, and she couldn't even put in her own tampon. But now that she has lost the weight, she can do a lot of different things. Her husband tells us that the old Nikki is coming back. So before the surgery, she weighed 493 pounds. And her current weight, you guys, are you ready for it? Give me a drum roll if you please. Her current weight is 243 pounds. She has lost over 250 pounds. Now, her son loves this version of her because this version of her is doing more things and is active and plays baseball with him. And we see her as she picks up a pickup game and she is hitting the ball and running to the different bases with her son, something that she couldn't do before. While they're out to eat, she has an announcement to make, which is that she has pulled an Amy Slayton because she has gotten pregnant before it's been approved. She's pregnant. They weren't planning for it, but they weren't preventing it. Brian is excited and he hopes that it's a baby sister. We then see her before and after that 10 months later, she gave birth to baby Coda and she only gained 12 pounds back. I'm guessing they mean like during the whole, I don't know if it was during the pregnancy or what, but basically in total since her surgery she's now lost 238 pounds, which is great, because the moment that she said that she was pregnant, I was like, okay girl, you about to put all this weight back on. Don't do it. Don't pull a Amy. But that's all I got. As I said, this one, I was happy for her, but it didn't really touch me. I'm just glad that she's been successful and that she's been able to expand to her family. And I hope she has continued success. If there's something that I left out that you want to talk about, feel free to put it in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and don't be afraid to hype me up if you have some left. Until next time, peace.